Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from Mtgo Academy, and today we're going to be doing Battle for Zendikar 8-4 single elimination draft. So let's jump into queue. Okay, we've got Dragon Master, Outcast, Rolling Thunder. Jeez, those are both really insane cards. I don't know which one's better though. I think Outcast is a reprint, but it is seeing play, so it might be worth enough to justify. It's 2, which, man, that makes it close. I mean, they're both pretty strong bombs. I think the Outcast is a reasonable splash where Rolling Thunder isn't. I think Rolling Thunder is probably a better card, but I don't know. I think 2 tickets plus being very close in value and splashable, like, yeah, money completely non-issue. I think Rolling Thunder is the pick. But I always approach these drafts from like an expected value perspective. That's just how I draft on Magic Online. So, alright, we'll take the Outcast. And Angelic Captain. We already have a red card. So 4/3 flyer, when attacks gets +1/+1 for each other attacking ally. It's not insane or anything, but it is very good. 4/3 flyer for 5. The Blade Whirl, also quite good for an ally deck. Predator, Invoker. Yeah, we'll take the Captain. Person took an uncommon. And Clutch is also okay. So we'll start off taking some rares. Probably not a good pack for us. There's Catacomb Sifter and Royal Spatter, both quite good. Actually, Tajiru Warcaller. Let's take that. We already have an ally. And I mean, we could splash either white or red. Be like 3 color allies. So yeah, we're passing blue, white, black, green card. And some green. Eyeless Watcher, Silent Skimmer, Earthen Arms. We'll probably take the Watcher. So it's a strong card. There's no allies here, and it goes well with the Warcaller, just putting lots of like tokens into play. We don't have to be super ally focused. This is an ally. Allies get haste until end turn. That's pretty good. That might be the pick. The Eyeless Watcher would also be a nice pickup. But, I mean, it is an ally. By itself, it's a reasonable card. 3/2 haste for 4 is fine. And then, yeah, there's just some potential ally synergy with it. So I think it's fine to take here. But Eyeless Watcher would also be a reasonable pick. Resolute Blade Master. We'll take that. That's our third 5-drop, so that's a little heavy considering, unless if we move out of green, we're going to run all of these. We're passing a Snapping Gnarlid and Bring to Light. But it seems like a pretty good start for an ally deck. Like, we already have 3 semi-bombs for allies. I mean, again, the Captain is definitely good. Its ability doesn't do that much. Like, it just gets in a little extra damage if you attack with other allies, but it is an ally itself, which is nice. Alright, Fire Mantle Mage. They get Mess until on a turn. I think, yeah, it's cheap as well. There's also a Beastmaster, which we might play, but we want to keep the curve down. I haven't drafted allies yet, so this is pretty exciting for me. And another Chasm Guide. So we are definitely doing the ally thing here. This is another 5-drop ally. Not really looking for that. Blighted Gorge seems pretty good as a land. I guess if we're just red-white, we would definitely want that. I mean, the recruit seems reasonable as well, but like we're a bit clunky on 5s. It's pretty nice if it gets haste from the guide. So I think I don't know, that seems close. Gorge, I think Gorge maybe is the pick there. Could be wrong about that. Boiling Roof's fine, Invoker's nice, Well's okay. Druid if we're... yeah, actually Druid could be very good if we're base red-green, because it just immediately excels into our 5-drops and fixes for the white. Even though Invoker is generally pretty strong, I mean, we want to go pretty heavy on allies, and Druid seems like a pretty good fit here if we end up base green. And this Stalwart seems quite good here. So 3/4, it's an ally. I mean, you really can't expect much better than what we're seeing here for an ally deck to start off this well. No one's fighting us for allies. Let's pick Earthen Arms. Is that a... I guess that's not foil. Looks kind of foily. So there's a Blight Herder. This pack, at first glance, is not looking super good for us. Herder, 4/5, you can exile, put some signs into play. It's 4/5 for 5. Yeah, we wouldn't play that. Rot Shambler doesn't seem like a great fit. Slab Hammer, not a great fit. Whiptail, not a great fit. Yeah, looks kind of like a blank pack. The Reproach is fine. Seek the Wilds might end up being playable, just because we've got all these important allies to find. It just kind of increases the concentration of allies in the deck. I mean, we're not going to be exiling opponents' cards, and we have enough 5-drops, so we're not going to need the Herder. So I could just take Reproach, but it's kind of a waste of a pack. Shambler doesn't seem like a great fit. It's okay with the Scions, but we shouldn't have too many of them. Vestige of Emrakul, that's okay. Whiptail is okay, but probably not going to make the cut. I guess I'll take the Reproach. If we're base white, I think we might play it. So we have Rasa Ranger, not an ally. Retreat to Valakut. That's okay, but I don't like it too much here. Mantis is fine for a blocker. Sanctum doesn't do anything. I guess we'll just take the Ranger. It's the best 4-drop in the pack. Mira Shepherd is quite strong. There is a Retreat to Emeria, though, that makes allies. That's probably really good in an ally deck. Even on the splash. Shepherd is very good, though. Like, you need to basically have 8 lands before it brings something back. And this deck doesn't really want to have 8 lands in play. So I don't think it's the best fit, but I think Retreat could be really good. Just making more ally tokens to pump with Warcaller, use with Blade Master. Champion might table. So yeah, we'll take Retreat. Fathom Feeder and Nullifier. Cohort. Taxi Strength unless you control another ally. That's probably playable. Encircling Fissure seems reasonable. Retribution, it's too much white. Actually, Core Castigator, that's an ally. I don't think we're gonna be base white though. I think we have too much red to just splash red. Bailout's nice, but we've got all these 5-drops. Um, I guess I'll take the cohort because I just think it might just be weak enough where Castigator is good enough. I don't have enough experience in the format to know, but if we're heavy allies, I think at this point we're going to be main red, so I'd rather have a weaker 2-drop. So what is this card? 2-1 landfall, make a 3-1 token. Doesn't seem that great for us. I think I'll take the Beastmaster. Just another ally, and having 1 6-drop is probably fine. Makindi Patrol and Ondu Champion. So Patrol 2-3 gives allies Vigilance, and then Champion gives them Trample, and it's an ally. So it's kind of tough. Like double red versus single white, if we're going to be base red-green with a splash of white, is actually kind of close. I would like to bring my curve down, so I think I'll take the Patrol. It's possible like that this mana base isn't quite going to work out, but there's also a champion that I think was going to table from earlier. There's also a Kozilek Sentinel, which could be good in some matchups just as an early blocker, but I'm going to take the Patrol. There's a late Herald of Kozilek. I'm not going to play Blister Pod. I don't think I'm going to play the Focus, so I think I'm just going to hate the Herald. The Lookout, it is an ally. It's pretty weak by itself. And it's not worth splashing. I might have some token makers that help it out a little bit, but I think it's just not really worth running. It's also unlikely we end up running the Blooded Step. I don't think our mana base is going to be good enough for it, but it is a pretty powerful card, so I'm probably not going to play anything from that pack. This is not an ally, so a 3-4 trample or a 4-2 that could gain first strike. I guess 4-2 could gain first strike, probably a little better. So there's also the Seek the Wilds. Actually, yeah, I'm going to take the Seek. Because if we don't end up with any fixing at this point, and we want to run all these powerful cards, this does help us fix. We could search for land, or it could search for one of our powerful ally effects. So I think it's actually pretty good here. And we don't have much going on in the first couple turns, which is pretty common in this format. I think I'll take the Mantis. We've got a lot of 4s already, so I'd rather just take one that's a good sideboard card than something that might be an upgrade to the main deck. And yeah, don't know about Retreat to Valakut. It could be worth playing, but I think I just want to fill my deck up with as many allies as possible. So Great Horn, another 4-drop. Probably not going to run it. I guess Inspired Charge, but could also maybe hate something there. Okay, Ondu Rising. That's reasonable if we're a little more white. Another Seek the Wilds. Another pretty weak pack. Eyeless Watcher is fine. We've got a few pump effects, so I might just take that. Ondu Rising. When a creature attacks this turn, gains lifelink and Awaken. That's a pretty cool effect. We are going to be attacking a lot, but it's also sort of a 5 or 6 drop. I think I'll just take the Watcher. Smoldering Marsh. I'll see how expensive that is. Retreat to Kazandu doesn't seem that great. Angel of Renewal. It is an ally, so that could be good. Infused with the elements also seems pretty good. And I could go for a white base maybe at this point. Let's see how much Marsh is worth. That's not how you spell it. Okay, 1.4, so I don't need to take that. I might just take the Angel. Might table the Castigator, just go for the white base, I guess. I don't know. I feel like we're kind of gonna fall in between all the colors. Hopefully I can pick up some fixing. Processor Assault. That's not good for us. Evolving Wilds. Definitely going to pick that up. You can't talk about fixing and then not take it when it shows up in the next pack. Plated Crusher. Pretty powerful. I don't think it really fits what we're doing. Unnatural Aggression. I don't think we're going to have enough big creatures for that. McKindy Patrol, just another ally. I think I'll just take that. Crusher could be the pick, but I think we just have enough going on with our ally theme. I'll just take another ally. Core Entanglers. Yeah, that's another ally, so looks like we might be going the heavier white route. So this doesn't do much. Natural Connections. I don't think that's worth running. Like for 3 mana, I think it's just a little bit slow. It's okay with like the Outcast. It does fix, and it does ramp into our 5 drops, which is kind of nice. I think this recruit's going to leave. Otherwise, just a natural aggression, which I don't know. It seems hard for us to actually use this. Our creatures just aren't that big. Like 3/2. Like for our guy to survive and theirs to die, I guess I'll just take Connection. Could also like hate a Sound Skimmer maybe, but we'll take Connection. So I guess Expedition Envoy or Fertile Thicket. Envoy is an ally, which is nice. Tandem Tactics also pretty good. Might just take the Thicket, help us fix. And also, like if we're not super heavy whites, having a 1-drop in white, we're not going to cast it on turn 1 that much, so that ends up not being as good as it could be. So I'll just take the Thicket, and maybe Cohort here. If we go for the red base, I guess just give us the option. Evoker's fine. I think we just want more allies. Predator's fine. We'll take Cohort. Not a very good card though. I don't know if we even want to run it in an ally deck. I mean, I don't think we're going to run any of these, so might just hate Skimmer. It's probably better than Sharpshooter. Okay, we got Infuse the Elements back. That should be pretty strong. +3/+3 counters and Trample for 4 mana is pretty good. Also a Baloth, but I think we're still good on 5s. I guess we'll hate that. Okay. So yeah, I guess in deck build we'll figure out how we want to do the mana base. We did get a little bit of fixing. We've got like 3 cards that we're definitely going to run. The Evolving Wilds, Fertile Thicket, Life Spring Druid that fix, and then we might play Seek the Wilds or Natural Connection. And we're not, like we could definitely minimize the red. Inspired Charge. Could maybe try to run Charge and like really minimize the red. So all these big drops are good. I guess we'll cut the Charge for now. So we could cut the Chasm Guides. Maybe still play the Mage. Like cut the Cohorts. Blighted Step seems pretty powerful, especially with all the tokens. I mean, I definitely want to have the fixing to be able to cast my spells, but being able to randomly just gain like 10 life at some point in the mid game seems kind of exciting. I'll probably run 18 lands. Yeah, I'll probably run 18. So I think the Seek the Wilds is reasonable. Patrols, unexciting but fine. Connections can go. Retreat's fine. So the guides I might cut. Though actually, giving haste to like the Warcaller and the Beastmaster and the Blademaster and the Captain and the Entanglers. Haste is actually quite good in this deck, so maybe I want to hold on to the guides. And I'm at 21 spells right now, so I guess I can't cut too much else. I do have a Sylvan Scrying, I didn't consider that. I guess I don't have much going on turn 2. I feel like Seek the Wilds is probably better, though Scrying does get you the mana you need, where Seek is just look at the top 4. So we got 257 left. I don't think we need to tap lands, they're okay. So if the cohorts. Or we could also cut down on the white, maybe. But these cohorts just don't seem that good. Like, they're a 2/2 ally, that's great. On turn 2, if you just curve out, like, ally, 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 then it's pretty good. Unless you control another ally. It's not that hard for us to get an ally into play. So it might be fine. Recruit. Giant Mantis, so we gotta put, I guess, one more card in right now. I usually don't make mana bases like this. This is kind of rare for me to be sort of in between 3 colors without a ton of fixing. Usually I like to minimize one of the colors. That's what I've been trying to do, but like all these pieces are pretty important to the deck. So like I could cut the patrols maybe Reproach, and like put the cohorts in. Yeah, maybe I think I'll try that. The patrols aren't that important. I could maybe run one. Oops, but I put the cohorts in. Now I have to put 2 more cards in. I guess Earth and Arms, it's just kind of powerful. And one more Mantis. I guess I could put Recruit in. No, let's go Patrol. Could also do Reproach. Alright, 259 left. Yeah, I don't know if this is right, but it seems reasonable. So, how much white do we need? This is 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good if we can afford that. 5, 6, 7. Might want a little more red, and then 8, 9. Basically 9, maybe 10. I'm counting the Lifespring Druid. Yeah, this is probably right. Okay, we'll try it. I'll see you for round 1. Ready for round 1? Let's play first. And you know, our mana base might be more fine considering the new mulligan rules. So, like, I think this hand is just too powerful to mulligan. We need to draw a land just to have a turn 4 play, which, like, we're probably not going to be able to get through with the 3/2. But if we do get there, we really get there. If we go Captain into Blademaster with haste, it could be pretty sick. So I think it's a keep. But yeah, it's a little risky. Like, we don't have any green for the Warcaller yet, but I think our hand just has so much power that I like keeping it. It's a slow format too. In other formats, this might just be too slow. So we go Forest. So that helps a little bit. Be great to draw a 3-drop. Like, if we drop an ally into play, it'd be... Oh, wow! What a 3-drop. Don't counter me, bro. Okay, this is looking good now. Things definitely look better. Alright, so... Captain... into Blade Master, I think. Attack for 10. Put it on a 2-turn clock. Starting next turn. Facing blue-green. I mean, they can't have that much removal. Eyeless Watcher. I mean, they can excel into something powerful, but they're taking 10 right now, and they're dead next turn, so I like how things are looking. Wow, another flyer. This is a lot of damage. In fact, 10 damage. This is almost a constructed start. Oh wait, what? Oh, each other attacking ally. Wow, how many times did I say 10 damage there that other people were thinking it's not 10 damage? It happens. I guess it's 8 damage. Alright, loses flying. So that's annoying. Alright, well, it's 8 damage. Opponent passes. So we could just go for Angel here. And double strike in. We could also play Guide. We could also play Warcaller. So this says creature you control gain double strike on turn. Maybe let's just throw out Warcaller. And that lets us attack with the Druid and the Blade Master. So we have a couple cool things. We could go like Hey Sky, we could have gone Angel, but I like Warcaller, I think. This immediately, an opponent needs to jump twice here. And the captain, when it attacks, gets +1/+1 for every other ally. This can attack too. It's going to get +1/+1, so that's going to get some double strike damage in. So the opponent needs to double chump. And I feel pretty safe against like pump spells or something. We'll pass, so next turn we can go Chasm Guide. This deck is definitely performing. So Spawning Bed, Brood Monitor. It might not be enough. I guess the opponent probably survives for a turn here. Fire Mantle Mage. 1, 2, 3, 1. Ah, one short. Creature control gain menace until on a turn. That's a pretty nice ability when they all have double strike and basically dealing lethal. So opponent needs to block, and block. Opponent needs to lose all of their creatures here if I go for the mage. If I go for the guide, 1, 2, 3, opponent would go to 4. So I think the mage is the correct play. So the captain is going to be go to 0, and then when I attack with both of the allies, it's going to go to 2. So it's going to deal 4 with double strike. So opponent's going to 6, and then all of my creatures with double strike and the +2/+2 are going to be lethal, and opponent's going to have to put 2 creatures on each. So they're going to have to block with all their creatures. So the mage actually accomplishes quite a bit here. As exciting as going guide and getting another haster, mage kills my opponent's entire board. So that was brutal. I think we really saw the power of allies there. And amazingly, yeah, all 3 of those 5 drops got in the first, like, 4 picks of the draft? 3 picks of the draft, maybe? 4. Yeah, and the Dragon Mask Outcast. So that was pretty cool. Opponent's blue-green. Like, nothing they did seemed that powerful, but maybe that was just compared to what I was doing. I mean, Brood Monitor's kind of nice. They've made some 1/1s. They probably have some Eldrazi, so Gideon's Reproach probably isn't necessary, because it may not kill what's important. Excuse me. Everything else seems pretty good. And yeah, I think I'm okay with this like red base. So submit. Okay, this looks good. So we can go cohort, followed up with patrol, and then we don't have to attack with it. Ooh, and retreat. That's exciting. So, I mean, any draw for the rest of the game is going to be a pretty good draw. Land or spell. Okay, Misintruder. That could be scary. Ooh. Outcast, if you have 6 or more lands. And then, yeah, we have Watcher plus Retreat. So now we actually just want to draw lands. But spells are fine too. This opponent has a 2/1. They get to take a card from us. Lifespring Druid. Actually, didn't really want that at this point. Okay, draw another nice ally. I could just, like, if I go for Mage, it does allow me to get in no matter what here. Opponent can't trade. So I think that makes Mage better. Increase control, gain menace until on turn. That's a pretty nice ability. Now next turn it might not be quite as good. If the opponent plays a second creature, I might not have a great attack. I might just attack cohort into guide and whatever else they play. And I do have double red, so either way I can play Outcast next turn with another 3-drop if I wanted to. I think I'm going to go with the Mage. Or, gosh, I could just, let's see, I could just attack for 2. I don't really want to trade creatures here, and I think their guide is pretty worthless in this matchup other than just trading off for something, so yeah, I'm going to go for Mage. When I have Retreat to Maria, there's no real reason to trade when I can make my creatures bigger in the future. So we get in for 2. And opponent being blue-green, they probably don't have too many processors, so they might not do anything too scary. Endless One. That card's pretty cool. So 4/4 for 4. I was about to make a mistake. So I think the play here, we're definitely can play a Plains. So Patrol gives Vigilance. So I think the play is go for Eyeless Watcher. This is attacks each turn available if you control another ally. We have another ally. So let's go for Eyeless Watcher. And then next turn we'll cast Retreat. Play a Mountain. Let's see, do I want to attack here? I mean, it's going to be a 3/3 next turn, but this trade might be okay for us at this point. Like, opponent needs to put another creature back just to block the Fire Mantle Mage, which I then wouldn't attack with. And I guess it trades next turn anyway. Yeah. Let's get in with the cohort. This means the opponent has to play another creature next turn and hold back Endless One and that creature. Or I guess the Intruder I could hold back, but just to keep back my Firemantle Mage. Oh crap, I didn't play an ally. Alright, well, that was certainly a punt. But, yeah. I haven't played with allies much, so I was thinking it's just like all allies you control have this ability Menace, but you have to play an ally, so I think that's one of the worst mistakes I've made on these videos. So, yep, happens to all of us. Okay, opponent has Ruination Guide. And they attack, so let's just take all this. And we'll attack back, so, yeah, pretty unfortunate. Infuse with elements. So we play Retreat. And we play Mountain. Yeah, we'll just pump everything +1/+1. Oh no! I think I just accidentally made a core. I clicked that too fast. Alright, keep it together. So everything has Menace now. Not what I meant it to do. Yeah, I feel like this game might have been won if we made both of those correct plays. From this spot, it's definitely tougher. I can just attack with everything still. I think that's okay. I just about die, but I'm threatening a lot on the swing back. The opponent does have the guide at this point, so they can make things unblockable. I don't hate opponent being able to trade here. Though, I guess I kind of want to kill the guide. So let's say opponent pays 5, unblocks in, and then next turn opponent is at 15. They have a creature back. I can pump my guys for 8, 6 damage. I mean, it's not enough to win. Might just have to trade for the guide here. Otherwise, I just think I die. Alright, trade for the guide. Alright, let's pick up the play. We can do this. Cascade, so they keep a creature tapped for a turn. And if they attack with Endless One, we'll chump it with the ally token. So maybe this isn't so bad. I mean, if like next turn we get the 6th land out, we can just about start making the dragon tokens. And now our opponent doesn't have the guide in play, so they can't attack through the dragon tokens. Call the Scions. That's also okay. There are 2/1s. It's a little scary. Alright, it's pretty good. So, don't really want to race here. I think I just make another 1/1 token. Maybe that was the correct play, actually. So, ally into play. Then, yeah, captain. Opponent does have a spawning bed if they have another land. I guess they can sack a Scion also if they need to Make some more scions. Pretty happy to trade off stuff here, chump. I'd like to keep my angel out, but I mean, the outcast is making a dragon next turn, so that might not be necessary. Might just chump the endless one here with the ally token. And now I'm looking really good. It's funny how making that 1/1 might have been the correct play. I don't know, maybe opponent messed up blocking the mage. That might not have been correct for them. Like, losing their 2/1, I think, was probably unnecessary. I don't think I was likely to lethal them the next turn. And they had a 2-turn clock. So we got a dragon. We can give vigilance to everybody and pump everybody. Get in with the captain. Or an ally. Creatures will gain vigilance. I don't think we need to make 1/1s anymore. We can attack with the scions, the captain, and the watcher. As long as the opponent doesn't have like a ton of pump next turn, I think we're okay. I guess I make 3, so I get 2/1s in play. So we'd be attacking for each other attacking ally. We have no other allies, so it'd be 5, 7, 9. We'd attack for 11. Opponent would go to 4. If they want to get max damage back. So yeah, maybe we'll just make another ally and play it safe. Like, we are getting dragons every single turn, so I think maybe just having all of our defenses up might just be better than giving our opponent a quicker clock. So just attack with angel. Opponent makes 3 2/1s. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 creatures. I have 8 creatures back after making that ally. So it just protects me a little bit from something crazy. Okay, brood monitor. So they have another 4 creatures. So it's getting a little scary. I'm going to get at least 1 more creature next turn. Probably at least 2. Like, I'm going to get a land or a spell. That's a good one. Can't complain about that one. Gotta imagine I can make a pretty big attack here, and opponent just concedes. Alright, so that was pretty crazy. Not my best game of Magic, but, you know, didn't read my cards with the mage, and then quickly clicked through the retreat. So, I don't know, I get some more experience with these cards. I think those things won't come up as much, but there's some interesting strategic plays there. Deciding to kill the Korahome guide, because it gave our opponent a 2-turn clock to aggressively kill us, compared to killing the Ruination guide. Actually, did it give him a 2-turn clock? Maybe I messed that up. I mean, if the guide was dead, maybe they were only attacking for 5. Was I at 11 at that point? Wow, I'm off my game. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that match. I'll see you for round 2. Okay, time for round 2. We are going to focus a little bit more on this match. I guess I can blame the complexity of this format. This hand I think is fine keep. The Watcher into Warcaller can be pretty exciting. We've got basically all the mana we need. We need one Forest to go for Warcaller. Excuse me. So I think this is keepable. It is a little closer with the new Mulligan rule, but I still think this is better than going to 6 with the Scry. And again, like, the format is pretty slow. There can be fast decks. Someone could have a fast start against you, but I feel like you can definitely keep more hands that you might not in other formats. Just, like, nothing really scary is happening before turn 4, usually. If your opponent happens to have, like, a turn 2, turn 3 landfall draw, okay, but I think that's not the norm. Okay, another Watcher. So we're going to have a lot of 1/1s. And if we draw green, we play Warcaller, and then any other ally, we get another Warcaller boost. Opponent might have some removal for Warcaller, but we definitely have a lot of potential with this hand. Ooh, Outcast. The opponent being black-red. Hopefully they don't have Rolling Thunder. Oh, and the Dominator has Ingest. Because I would just want to take this damage, though. Oh, opponent just passes. Almost look like they F6 through their turn. Okay, got the Ranger, got another Watcher. So, first of all, I think going for the Ranger is better than the Watcher. Like, we don't have the second green yet. And the Ranger, could start attacking in next turn. And then there's... I guess we're going to play the land regardless. Like, we're going to want to drop the Outcast. But I think we want to just hold the Outcast for next turn. It's unlikely we're going to need to cast it. And I'd like to give my opponent a chance to kill our Ranger. Because Outcast is more important. If they just have one removal spell, I'd like them to just use it on the Ranger. If I cast both of them here, they're going to kill the Outcast. So I'll just play Ranger pass. Like complete disregard, yep. They might still have more removal. Interesting, like, if we knew exactly what opponent had in their hand, you could potentially go Outcast and then Earthen Arms it just to protect it from small amounts of removal. Whoa, that's a foil Ob Nixilis. That's a big deal. But if we draw a Forest, we can kill that. Almost. Let's target creature. I have one green mana. Might be time just to dump the hand. I mean, if opponent uses Ob Nixilis to kill the Outcast here, like, that's probably not happening. But now having extra creatures out, if we go for Warcaller next turn, is going to be useful. So I think I just want to dump everything, get the Druid out. So I can cast Warcaller next turn. I think I just want the Dragon Master out there. That said, like, I don't know, even if I play Warcaller, I don't know if I'm actually going to attack with Dragon Master. I probably won't, but I feel like we kind of just want to put it out there now. That could be wrong. Might be correct still to just hold it. Oh, an opponent has a Forest? Oh, okay, they just destroy the Outcast. Alright. I think that's good. Unless if they just make a bunch of tokens here, which red, black, green could definitely do. Okay, kill that. Forest. Patrol. So we can just go for eyeless, watch, or pass. Attacking here, getting the Obnixilis to 1 doesn't accomplish too much. So I think it's just watch or pass. And then we send everything at Obnixilis next turn. We'll have 6 creatures. Opponent might have 2. Plus, if we draw a forest, we can get in for a bunch. Grave Birthing. Okay. It's good for opponent. Let's bring that forest. Okay, Overseer. It's not terrible. I don't think we can ignore Obnixilis, actually. Forest, alright. 1, 2, 3. So we have to send 5 creatures. If we Warcaller, so we get to kill Obnixilis. If we just send everything at opponent, opponent probably trades 1, blocks, and takes 1, 2, 3, 4. Take 12, they go to 6. Then we have Earthen Arms. I mean, that's not bad. But then opponent just kills the Warcaller. Or if we go after Obnixilis, maybe they don't have a removal spell for it, and then we get to go patrol next turn and get them again. Oh, can we? We can play both of these, but that's probably not worth it. I'm going to sack 2 Scions. So we trade 1 Scion to kill Obnixilis on this turn, and then next turn maybe go patrol, get a bunch of damage in. Or we can get, I guess, 9 damage in, and then they kill Warcaller. And then we don't really have anything left after that. We just have the Earthen Arms. So let's kill Obnixilis. And we leave 1 Scion back. One, two, three. Actually, well, I don't know, maybe I want to leave 1 creature back. Maybe I don't need to. What I can do is have this guy attack opponent, and then all of these attack Obnixilis. So if opponent wants to kill a creature, they'd rather kill a Scion, but if they want to prevent damage themselves, they have to kill the Watcher. So I think it does mean I'm tapped out for next turn, but I think that's okay. Like, I'm not dying on a swing from opponent. That is not the correct block, yeah. They want to block either this one or a Scion token. Probably just this one. Okay. So, I mean, they have 6 cards in hand, probably have removal, which is definitely going to suck. But Obnixilis, in play for multiple turns, is kind of tough to beat. They've already used 2 removal spells. Play a Swamp for the Vampire. Attack for a bunch of damage. Take it all. Ooh, another 4 on top. It doesn't kill me, right? 15. They have 4 mana up. And keep sacrificing to draw a card. Gosh, I'm so close to winning here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm a little short of winning here. This flies. I could, though they get vigilance, so I might be okay. Or draw another ally would win. Oh! Did it! That will do, pig. That will do. Gotta fit in a day no pigs would die reference there. Wow. Good draw. Gideon's Reproach could be good. It kills that vampire. So I might put that in over the patrol. Or maybe just a cohort. My card isn't that great. Alright, I think we're good. Earth and Arms, Seek the Wilds. Patrols are pretty cool. Just more allies seems kind of good. Alright, I'll try this. And him seems fine. Oh, actually, I thought I had red in the hand. Alright, slow it down. I did think I had red man in this hand. I think it's actually a mulligan. This opponent revealed Swamp. Not that I would play the Dragon Master on turn 1 anyway, but just having the mountain makes it more likely I get my 4th drop out. And right now, the hand doesn't actually do anything. As slow as the format is, I feel like this has too many problems. Captain. So yeah, I mean, right now I don't have my 4th land. I don't have red. See how good opponent's beatdown plan is. Ugh. Good. So probably just Watcher here. Just locks down opponent's board. The Ranger could also do that. Okay, opponent Grave Birthing, exiles card. Okay. The Ranger could also lock down opponent's board, but they can kill it with one removal spell and get a nice tempo boost. Where with the Watcher, they can't do that. Since I have Dragon Master in hand, opponent does have a lot of removal, but I think I want to just play my draw really slowly. So how do we want to block here? We can put 2 on Invoker, 1 on the Thrall. We can put 1 on the Thrall, 1 on the Scion, and keep 1/1 left over. Like, how scary is this Invoker going to be? Opponent has 5 lands in play right now. It's kind of scary. And they could have a pump spell or something that could hurt a little bit. But yeah, I kind of like killing that Invoker here. So go like this, and I think just block the Thrall compared to block the Scion. Prevents a little more damage. I don't know, that's kind of close. Maybe kill Scion's better. Okay, opponent has disregard. But it protects our outcast. Draw another land, sweet. So, yeah, I think we go Ranger Outcast. Again, maybe we should just hold on to the Outcast there. Like, we're probably not blocking with it. If we draw a land, we can basically cast whatever we need to and the Outcast next turn. So, that could be wrong. Opponent doesn't have red mana yet. And, I mean, they probably don't have too many more lands in hand since they don't have red. Makes it less likely. Looks like they're going to Bone Splinters. I mean, I'd probably just about rather they kill the Outcast here. I don't know. Outcast is pretty good. But I do like holding them, holding their team down for a little bit. I sack the Scion. Do they not need to sack the Scion, or did they miscount their mana or something? They're trying to play Vampire. Okay, Demon's Grasp. That's not so bad. Go to 11 here, they only have 5 lands in play. Okay, question is, do we go Captain or Guide? Could go Guide, Earthen Arms it maybe, but I think Earthen Arms Awaken, we're pretty close to that, so that could be better. But I mean, if we went Guide, Earthen Arms it, attack for 5, opponent goes to 15. Next turn we play Captain, attack for 10, opponent goes to 5. Could also play Captain, pass next turn, Earthen Arms Guide. It's kind of similar. I might just go Guide, attack for 3, pass, take a hit. Man, a Grim, what's it called? Something Despair, Grim Despair. The 6 mana kill a creature and land thing, that'd be pretty rough. If I go for Guide Arms. I guess it's rough no matter what. Captain does maybe block the Invoker, which is kind of cool. Could save some life. But then I might not be able to attack with the Guide next turn. Because opponent leaves back their Invoker. Or if I attack with Guide, I get more damage in. Alright, I'm going to go Guide, attack with it. If the opponent has the red burn spell, they draw a mountain, they might just kill the Guide. Ob Nixilis. Ouch. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't go for Earthen Arms there. But, I mean, they might draw into the burn spell for my Captain, which would suck. I'd probably have to go for that. Stalwart. It's just not quite good enough. Gotta go with the captain. Hope opponent doesn't get removal. This gives me a chance to kill Obnixilis next turn. They get to draw 2 cards. Considering what they have in their hand, like, decent chance that they can draw into Mountain, Burn Spell, if they have it, or some kind of removal spell. Catacomb Sifter. That doesn't do it. Bone Splinters as well. Yep, that sucks. I guess Infuse can give Trample, but it's not a great spot. Firemantle Mage. Let's play 2 creatures. Let's see, opponent, did they scry to top? Hopefully not. They put on bottom, good. So Infuse could be really good here. 3+3/+3 counters and trample means there's a good chance I can kill Obnixilis. Opponent plays a swamp. Voracious Null. That's a little scary. I mean, I'm at 7. Fertile Thicket. I almost want to Thicket and grab a land so I can go for Earthen Arms. So, I mean, if I attack with both of these at Obnixilis, opponent might just take it and swing back for lethal. So I attack with just Stalwart, opponent goes for a double block. That's not enough. So I might... good. Earthen Arms, Stalwart, or maybe, let's see, Firemantle Mage, Earthen Arms that. Attack Obnixilis, opponent could double block, but they could just chump. Let's see, if I attack with Stalwart, like, if they block with Sifter, which they might, like, I don't know. I think the Null and the Sharpshooter are probably the weakest creatures they have, so they might double block with those. Alright, I'm just gonna Earthen Arms the Stalwart, attack with it at Obnixilis. And hope that they just like jump with 1 creature. Good. Still not looking great, but Obnixilis is dead. Like they get to scry 1. So I'm just gonna play the Thicket. Guess I might as well look. I didn't want those anyway. F6. One, 2, 3, 4, 6. Opponent can just attack with all. I mean, they can -1/-1, so I don't have great blocks. I've got 8, 10 here. I could maybe get a lucky win here if I take this. Let's see. They put a card on bottom, so they could have nothing here. Pretty good, decent chance. Oops. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. They can give -1 once. I mean, right now I have 10 damage. If I draw Blade Master, I could win here. I can win with Blade Master anyway, though it might help to just take it. But if I block, I guess I block the Invoker. Opponent taps to kill it. If I draw Blade Master, I win. But if I draw the +2/+2 card, it's not enough. So, yeah, I think I'm going to block. I guess if the opponent has one creature left over that's like cheap, then it's better for me. They probably have a red card in hand, honestly, but it would be better for me to leave back the mage because that makes sure I can menace through. But I think I'm just going to block. Hope we hit Blade Master. I mean, we did put 5 cards on the bottom, so it's like 1 in 19 right now. Nope. We'll just pass. If we had a removal spell, opponent's still probably just, like, they wouldn't attack, but it's just not that bad for them, so they should just go in for it. I don't think this is going to work too much, but still worth giving them a chance to not go in. Alright. Just a few cards down. That was a tough game. Like, I should have mulliganed. I misread my hand. I thought I had a mountain instead of a second forest. But yeah, it was a really close game. Maybe like holding on to the Dragon Master Outcast, saving that for turn might have done it. The Ob Nixilis was tough. So run this back. Alright. And, I mean, maybe if we didn't Earthen Arms, like, they would just chump. But I feel like if we didn't Earthen Arms, I think they would just double block. Like, one more creature to kill our 3/4. Alright, let's take our time here. We've got good mana, we've got a 3-drop, we've got maybe a late game play. I think it's okay. Excuse me. It's hard to say with the new mulligan, so I just don't have experience playing with it, like exactly how different you should be making your decisions. But this hand seems reasonable enough. Our mana base isn't great, and this has perfect mana and a 3-drop. It blocks pretty well. Carrier Thrall. Druid. Probably just going to patrol here. So protect our life total. If we do go for Druid, I think we're just taking 2. Opponent might play something else. So stuck on black, which is nice. Hope I draw spells. Nice. Okay, let's attack, play the Watcher. Let's try to get really aggressive here. Maybe get out of... Okay, they're going to go for Birthing. So they might draw into their second color here. And they could maybe get an Ob Nixilis out. Second the Scion. Sharpshooter. That's a little annoying if they have their 5th land especially. Okay, Bone Splinters on the 2/3. Getting a 1/1. It's not so bad. Stalwart is decent. If I go Druid. Opponent might just kill it next turn. I think I just Stalwart pass. And maybe next turn I just go for Earthen Arms Awaken. Sacking the Scions. Skitter Skin, I mean that's pretty much a blank with the opponent on the defensive here. Come on. Nice. That's huge actually. I think we just go Beastmaster and send everything. Great draw. Like Warcaller, Blade Master, got a lot of good draws left in the deck. So everything in. And we have a 5/5 left over. That's really good. And then all of our allies become better draws. Opponent makes a chump. They're 12. Okay. It's Voracious Null. They could sack the Skitter Skin. They might do that. Pump up the Null. Oh, they've Unsplinters. Okay. Sacking a token, though. I mean, I guess they're just going to start racing, but a token might be better for them. Seek the Wilds. It's kind of weak here. Yeah, I think I make a 4/4. I guess pump up the Stalwart. Attack with both. There's a good amount of damage. Opponents definitely got to consider going for a double block. I could even attack with the Watcher. It's potentially 4 damage. Yeah, I'll also attack with Watcher. I mean, opponent might not double block here, but it's kind of tough if they don't. So, I don't think Watcher is going to get more damage in on a future turn, really. Okay, they got a Forest. Something like that 2/3 Sifter could be pretty rough here. Okay, and the Sharpshooter. So it looks like they got something that's making tokens. These color Savant. Tap that to play something else, maybe. Here comes Sifter, yep. Alright, Seek the Wilds, give me something good. Oof. This sure hit some good stuff there. So, opponent has 1 card in hand. Can't cast the Warcaller this turn, so that's definitely not the pick. The Chasm Guide means I can attack with everything, and opponent trades everything, gets some chumps. I think it has to be the Captain, and that gives me lethal next turn. It just seems like it's going to be hard for opponent to win through that, and I only have 1 card in hand. Yeah, so I think it's got to be Captain. And just try not to lose for a turn. And get in through the air. definitely a spot where opponent might want to just sack the Scion to scry upkeep. I mean, to scry before they draw. Because their next draw step is very important. Like, if they can cast Obnixilis or find the red to play the burn spell, whatever it is, they would definitely want to do it here. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This voracious guy, only sorcery speed. So if they have nothing and they just attack with everything, I can just put the stalwart on their biggest creature. If I put captain on something, like they could use the sharpshooter, like if I put it on a 2-power creature. So I just need to not block with captain, Earthen Arms. I don't think... Oh wait, what if they sack everything? No, I don't think that'll do it. Yeah. Alright, I got it. Just don't misclick. Okay. Block there. So this is only anytime you could cast a sorcery. And I just attack back for lethal next turn. Just not missing anything. Okay, that's a sorcery. Make it -1. It's not enough. And take 6. Alright, that's the game. A close match. And on to the finals. See you then. Alright, ready for the finals. That last video took so long that, yeah, it took a lot of time to encode, so I already lost 7 minutes on my clock. So I'll play a little bit faster than I normally do for this round, but it's such a complex format. So I feel like I'm actually at a little bit of a disadvantage by losing so much time. Where most formats, it's not a big deal. This one's pretty complicated. Yeah, this is a nice hand. Don't have white mana yet, but we can curve out 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. And Evolving Wilds. Seems like we should just curve out, if possible here. It might cost us. Sex Wilds. But we have a few turns to draw a 4th land. Castigator. Outcast. Maybe I should have Wilds there, actually, since I have Outcast, but... Alright, I'm going to go for Mage. And... You know, I'm going to attack here. I mean, our hand races very well. Like, we don't even know if opponent is going to be able to, like, race at all. Cascade's pretty good there. And, I mean, I'll take the hit of 3. Land. Okay, missed the lands, so we gotta go for Wilds. Search for Plains, we'll attack for 2 and play the Dragon Master. So we're still fine. We'll try to get in a situation where we trade the Eyeless Watcher, or at least hold off the Castigator with the Watcher. Opponent has Manta. They do attack, so we'll get a Plains, and we'll take 3. Ooh, Warcaller is nice. So, I mean, I think it's okay to trade with Manta here. Opponent probably doesn't want to do that. So, attack with both. I mean, I guess it's not good for us if we do, but they took it anyway. And the next turn, we might just win with Warcaller attack. We can sack a Scion to cast it, and then all of our creatures are going to get Menace. So that's probably just GG. Opponent plays Archive. Yeah, I think we just have it here. Rampart. Should do it. Or I guess it doesn't do it? Or it does, right? Yeah, it does. Cool. So glad we had a quick game. Now the clock is not that much of an issue. So yeah, this deck, like the Allies deck, really reminds me. And I guess it's very similar to the Allies from Zendikar, as far as how you just curve out and just really explosive if you get the right combination of cards. But also kind of reminds me of Slivers from Time Spiral. Just very very similar mechanic. Excuse me, but just how incredibly powerful it is if you get them all out. And could go for Giant Mantis. If we're cutting something that's not very exciting, it would be McKindy Patrol, Reckless Cohort, Seek the Wilds. But I mean, it blocks the Manta. An opponent probably has a decent number of flying creatures. Blocks the 3/1. I think we want the Mantis here. Maybe something like Infuse is weaker. Against blue-white, they'll have Bounce. So maybe I'll cut Infuse. I mean, it's still decent as a combat trick, and then they have to deal with the card. So it's reasonable, but we do have to cut something, so I think it's okay to cut. We just play more creatures. We have a lot of creatures in this deck, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, we'll keep this. It's actually a slow hand, but we have perfect mana, we have a couple bombs. I can't really imagine that throwing this Dragon Master out is going to hurt us. Like, how does the opponent actually kill it in blue-white? Might be able to just swing for a free damage. Okay, they got the Castigator. Now I kind of want to block, but we don't really need to thick it here. Like, it could... Oh, we already have land number 6. I guess we'll just thick it. And so you might as well look, I guess. Just gives you more information. So we got the 2/1, the haste, and the Earthen Arms on the bottom. Tempted to trade here. Like, our hand is kind of slow. This could deal a lot of damage, but nah. We'll take 3. I mean, what if we draw like a creature that blocks next turn? We would feel pretty disappointed about that. Is there something that untaps creatures? I think I can get in for 1, right? No, like, flash creature. Could have Gideon's Reproach. Oh, they could have the destroy tap creature. I'm just gonna hold off. If we're making dragons, it's not gonna matter if I get a damage or 2, and protecting this from a couple removal spells that I just named seems pretty worthwhile considering how powerful this is once it gets going. I really want to draw that 1/1 that makes 1/1s. That'd be awesome. That'd be even more awesome. Come on. Nope. It's getting a little tight. Opponent's stuck on 3 lands, so they got a lot of spells. Next turn, the 4th land, so we can go for Core Entanglers. I'm still just taking it, like, yeah, you can block, and this is, I mean, I might lose this game for sure, but, I don't know, this is just such an obvious path to a win if we're able to survive. I don't think we should just pass it up. Opponent probably has a counter here. We'll go for core entanglers. I think. We could go for something a little bit weaker. Kind of bait the counter out. Because entanglers is really nice if it resolves. But, I mean, it does force an answer. I guess I'll go entanglers. We're at 9. I feel like, opponent has 5 spells in hand. They gotta have something here, right? So, maybe adverse conditions, tap down both my guys. Stasis Snare. That could do it. Okay, I killed the Dragon Master. I don't have any enchantment removal in my pool. Okay, Rush of Ice. It's kind of scary. Corholm Guide. At least they didn't have that extra land, though. The Guide is rough. That's going to give them inevitability. And just draw a land. Yeah, that's game. Alright, game 3. Yeah, Patrol's pretty good against them. The Mantis is good too, so... Vines could be good. Kills Snare. Kills an Awakened land. Earthen Arms, Seek the Wilds. Maybe Wilds could go out for Patrol. It's another ally. Blocks reasonably well. Not for Seek. This looks good. So we'll play first. And ship this. Like 6 plus Scry's gotta be better than this. If I get a Forest, the hand's fine. If I get Forest and Plains, it's fine, but it just has a 2/2 on turn 3. And then... it's almost keepable. Like, if I get a Forest, the hand's actually pretty good. Like, I eventually have Captain. 1, 2, 3, 4 draws at a Forest. I'm playing, I think, 9 green sources. That's not bad. And then, if I had a Plains, I might be okay. Yeah... I guess this is like an old keep. Question is this better under the new rules? Is this worth a keep? I'm not as sure of that. I think I'm going to go to 6. Just a new rules mulligan. And this is definitely worse. So we'll go to 5. That one seemed pretty borderline. And can't keep this, so we'll go to 4. So, unfortunate. Definitely would not hate that first hand. This isn't keepable. Let's go to 3. And that's basically it. Yep. That's a scry. So, yeah, could keep the first hand, but that's pretty unfortunate with the new scry rule to get all unplayable hands from that point on. So I guess this will be my first match loss of this format. Had to have it happen at some point. I don't know if there's much point to play this out. I'm not ripping... I don't know if I win, even if I just rip 6 lands off the Dragon Master. So, I think that'll do it. But yeah, thanks for watching. It was a pretty exciting deck. Uh, could have played a little bit better in that second game of the first round. But I don't know. I think there are a lot of complex situations in this draft and a lot of tough racing decisions. And I think definitely pulled out some wins where might not have with some different plays. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time.